The email that you just read, and this is important, that email referred to wide receiver. It did not refer to Fast and Furious. That has to be noted for the record.
No, it doesn't. It says Fast and Furious.
Bring everybody before this committee. Anyone who has information about gun walking, bring the information before the committee, because gun walking is wrong no matter what administration does it. To all of our colleagues who want to blame the Bush administration for everything that has gone wrong in this country, give them their day. But that does not mitigate this Attorney General's responsibility to comply with the law. Respect for the rule of law must mean something irrespective of the vicissitudes of political cycles. They approved wiretap applications, and most significantly, Mr. Chairman, they actively discussed the tactic of gun walking well in advance of Special Agent Brian Terry's murder and well in advance of a demonstrably false letter being written to a committee of Congress that was calculated to deceive and mislead. And here's the proof. Here, Mr. Chairman, is the proof that Department of Justice in Washington, not Arizona, in Washington, knew about the tactic of gun walking well before Brian Terry was murdered. We have hundreds of dead Mexican citizens, thousands of weapons with America's fingerprints on both sides of the border unaccounted for, and a demonstrably false letter being written to a committee of Congress, and yet we're being asked for more time. If Congress has time to look into Major League Baseball, the BCS, and invite Stephen Colbert to come to a committee hearing, surely to goodness we have time to get answers on a fundamentally flawed, lethal investigation like Fast and Furious. Who within Maine Justice approved this investigation? Who knew about gun walking and did nothing to stop it? How did the demonstrably false letter get written on Department of Justice letterhead and delivered to a United States Senator? Why was it withdrawn after 10 months? Why did it take 10 months to withdraw the letter? Why was the criminal chief of the Department of Justice in Mexico advocating for gun walking on exactly the same day that this demonstrably false letter was delivered to a committee of Congress? Can anyone answer that question? Can you tell me why Lanny Brewer was in Mexico advocating for a tactic that we all acknowledge is flawed on the very same day the Department of Justice was denying the tactic to Senator Chuck Grassley? Our fellow citizens, the ones we're supposed to work for, when they get a jury summons, do you think they have a choice on whether or not to comply? When they get a subpoena from a law enforcement agency, do you think our fellow citizens get to offer an extraordinary accommodation in lieu of providing the documents? If he was not part of the drafting of the February 4th letter, if he did not know about Fast and Furious before Brian Terry was murdered, if he did not approve of the wiretap applications, then what in the world is he asserting executive privilege for? He's either part of it or he's not. If he's part of it, then we've had a series of witnesses that have misled this committee. And if he's not part of it, then he's got no business asserting executive privilege, and I would yield back.